Kaiser. This is On the Edge. Let's go right to Shanghai and speak with Dan Collins of the ChinaMoneyReport.com. Dan Collins, welcome to On the Edge.
Hi, Max. Good to be back.
All right, Dan, the big news coming from China in the past few weeks is that the investment demand for gold and silver is up. Give us the numbers.
Yeah, real big news, Max. Shanghai Gold Exchange reported last week, starting with silver. Silver demand's up 750% for silver forward contracts. The major buyers here are the large commercial banks of China. First of all, I'll talk a little bit about silver. They're following the gold pattern here in China, which is average Chinese citizens here now can buy silver in their bank account. So you don't need to keep cash in your bank. You can go online, you can move your cash into silver, or you can move it into gold. And that's really what's driving the increase in gold and silver prices here. They started the gold trade in the major commercial banks about 3 years ago. Silver started last year in August 2010. But what was really shocking is the numbers that have come out. I mentioned the year-over-year increases. But if we look at just one Chinese bank, the ICBC, Industrial Commercial Bank of China, first half of this year, they sold over 300 tons of silver. 300 tons is roughly about 10 million ounces. So this year, they'll do roughly 20 million ounces of silver, which is roughly 2% of all the silver mined in 1 year. So we look at the Chinese banking system, just starting these new products in China. This year, they could take 9–10% of all the silver mined in the world. And these products are just getting started. 2, 3, 4 years from now, the Chinese banks could be selling 20, 30, 40% of all the silver mined globally. And that's really where we're seeing, huge increases in silver.
I got to tell you, Dan, these are blockbuster numbers. And the banks are effectively allowing Chinese people to have bank accounts that are based in precious metals. I know Eric Sprott in Canada is trying to introduce a new banking facility that would give people in Canada a similar option to have their reserves or savings held in bullion. But apparently the Chinese are beating Eric Sprott to the punch. That's what it sounds like. Effectively, this is becoming a bimetal reserve currency in China. Is that right?
Absolutely. It's a really innovative product, and you wonder why Western banks, that are tough to make money, haven't thought of this earlier. But gold trading has been very successful in China. The penetration, though, in China is still very small. Probably, I would say less than 5% of the people keep gold or silver, in accounts. But it's growing rapidly every year in hundreds of percentile. The new people coming in, opening the gold accounts and silver accounts.
Right, and in the case of silver, as you mentioned, 2% of the silver coming out of the mines is going into these savings accounts. That's a very big number. Plus, you've got increased demand for silver in solar energy. You've got it in electronics, of course. And there's only about 1 billion ounces of silver above ground. Unlike gold, of course, silver is used industrially. So there's not very much silver out there. The price on silver, of course, with that kind of demand, would have to rocket over the many hundreds of dollars per ounce level that we're looking for over the next few years.